Judit, you were commentating for the last 8 days on freestyle chess. First time for you. How was the experience?
It was amazing. It was a journey for me, which I wanted to take. So that's why I came, because it was 30 years ago that I got familiar with the game with Bobby Fischer, and I wanted to see what it is, and of course, the feel of it when you commentate from move to move, how much the players are thinking, and so on. Of course, it gives a completely different touch and understanding.
Did you play with him back then, Fisher Random? With Bobby at that point?
Actually, we did, but not on one-on-one. It was with my sister, so again, 2 against 2 we did. And we were discussing how it is. He just came up with an idea.
Do you, now it's kind of growing bigger, and how did you feel overall commentating on it? Because I also commentated on the event, and I personally felt it was quite difficult to grasp. How was it for you?
Well, I was in a very good company with grandmasters.
You yourself are amazing, so.
Peter and Nicholas, and they have experience already from last year, and they have their understanding for it. It was a lot of fun, and it was very interesting for me that from day-to-day basis, even though there were all the time different positions, I started to get the grip on it that, okay, if the knights are standing on g1 and h1, then what can be the problem or the challenge? If the queen is standing in the corner, depending where the king is standing. So I try to figure out some of the patterns, which is extremely difficult, and how to handle, how the players are handling the pieces, how do they aim for harmony. But I feel that in freestyle chess, you can forget about harmony in the classical way.
Somehow Vincent was able to grasp it much better than others, right?
Somehow Vincent was amazing to see him, how he played. The qualification portion, it was not so obvious, but he made it. He was number 6 at the end. But after that, the way he played these 3 matches against Ali Reza, Magnus, and in the last match against Fabiano, it was just unbelievable from many different aspects, to be honest. The calmness he was playing, the decisions he was making when he had to or could avoid some sharp situations. He was not afraid of it. He was just making decisions what he believed the best in the position. And also he made some exceptional decisions when he was on the defensive side, for example, against Firuza in game 2. I mean, it was very dangerous for him, and still he made some very critical moves, which was very much on the edge. But somehow he could make good decisions in critical moments in the opening part, in the middle game, in different situations. He was calculating very well. He understood the positions. It was exceptionally interesting in the final day, that he took 20 minutes.
Yes, for the first move.
After the first move, d4 was
he
played.
Said, when I asked him, he said he looked at f5, d5, e5, then sacked the pawn, knight g6, knight h4. He had seen it all in those first 20 minutes. And I was kind of blown away.
Yeah, it's quite amazing to somehow put together your brain, right, which direction to go. One thing is very clear from this freestyle, that the players understand that the first few moves has a great value.
Yeah, absolutely. And I spoke with Gaevsky, who is Gukesh's coach, and he said that this is a completely different game. It's not just a variant of chess, but it's like you have to have a complete different mindset. Evaluating positions is completely different. Openings, would you say so, or do you think like this is not very different from standard chess?
Oh, it's completely different, because you have to have a completely different mindset, completely different priorities, what we used to. Because, as I said before, you cannot look for harmony, really. You have to see it very concretely in some ways. At the same time, sometimes you have to look at it very much from strategic point of view. So today was very interesting that there were 2 games where there were pawn plays, for example, Gukesh, and there was another game also. Yeah, so they pushed their pawns, which was quite unusual.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, you're first of all not sure whether which pawn to make, right? Depends where your queen and bishop standing. Accordingly, you think about the starting move. Depending if the a7, h7, or b7, whatever pawn is could be under attack or unprotected, then you make your strategy accordingly. So, for example, Magnus was complaining that he cannot bring out his knight to g6 because knight f3, knight g5 yesterday, right?
Yes.
Or so there are a lot of small details which we are absolutely not used to. So you do have to have an extremely fresh look, and I think there are very few things that you can put together and rely on from your classical way of thinking in chess. At the same time, I feel it is very interesting. This is for people who want to really blow and show their creativity on every level.
Amazing. Do you think, and this is a hypothetical question, that because the opening theory is out of play, would you like to ever play, or because one of the main reasons why a top player often says, now it's enough of chess, is because of the opening theory. What do you think?
I don't know if I will ever play. I never say never, but for now I was very happy to commentate and follow it and get familiar with it a little bit deeper. Seeing so many games, so many aspects the players were playing. At the same time, I think in regular chess, theory can be a big debate, like where it is standing, and there are a lot of theory. Even amateur players, they buy books, they study, which they are quite happy about. But I think freestyle is something that can be engaging for people, and I hope with our stream and the many different content you created and many of us made it clear to our audience, amateur players, stronger players, that it is not against classical chess. It is for classical chess. It is for chess. To see the players thinking, to see the process of the thinking of the players, for example, the 10 minutes what they have before every game. It was so engaging and interesting for me. First of all, the atmosphere they had, they were laughing, they were very cheerful. We could see sometimes the young generation team up because they played with the same color.
There was once Hikaru, Magnus and Fabi together.
That was today, and it was so nice to see that. And it was also, I think, it is very nice to see them think together. So I think this could be on the next level of entertainment also, to see the process of the chess players thinking, and after that how the conclusion is, and then what is the decision process they make in the first move or first few moves. And also later, of course, it would be much interesting for me to understand the players. It's fantastic that there is the confessional booth. I think they should go more often, the players, to tell us how they think, because I think this is one of the most interesting part for the audience, to try to understand how a great master, a fantastic champion, or just a youngster, how differently they think about the same project, the same position, right?
Amazing. And Judith, you were commentating with Peter Leko, and this combination, you guys have played together in one team, but never done commentary, I think, together. How was it doing that?
Well, it was great fun because actually our relationship goes back to a very young age. Just now, not a long time ago, so Peter shared that, and I remember also when I was like 9, 10 years old, his coach told me that, there is a boy in Sagar, outside of Hungary, nearly 2 hours away from Budapest, Peter Leko. Remember his name because he's very talented. You are a fan of his. He has the picture on your picture on the wall.
Really? Oh,
This
wow.
is how it started. And then later on, we played together, of course, in tournaments. Then we were rivals. We were playing in the same team, national team. We won medals together. Later on, when I retired, I became a captain also of him and the team. So this was a really nice touch that there is a new setup where we can work together.
Brilliant. And how was your feeling to be in Weissenhaus? You were here with Gustav as well, and the entire organization of this event. How did you feel about it?
It was quite amazing to see this luxurious natural resort because everything was set up perfectly for the players, for them to feel convenient, nice food, nice atmosphere. For those who has little time, they could go to the spa, which is very famous here. Of course, it was cold a little bit, but it's February in Europe, so it's expected. And the playing hall was done very specially. Then the streamers, little booth here and there. You had your own part. We had our own studio. There was the community studio. So the organization wants to lift up this whole chess form, freestyle chess, and it does everything in order that everybody can enjoy, the players, the streamers, the commentators, the visitors, everybody who is here in some way or another, they can have a great time.
Amazing, Judith. Thank you so much, and your presence, of course, uplifted the stature of this event. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much.